One of the most interesting things going on in England at the moment, musically, is what's happening in the Asian music scene. There's a sort of second generation of artists, musicians and producers who are really doing innovative work which mixes influences from their own cultural backgrounds, dance, technology, and tries putting it all together. With Star Eyes, we wanted to give a lot of these artists and producers the opportunity to work with the extraordinary work of the great master from their own tradition. And so the idea for the record was born.
Well, the first thing, I mean, we knew we were going to get to work, albeit in an electronic way, with Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. It was just like one of like wonderment, and you know, this is just going to be the best thing we've ever done. You know what I mean? I mean, like all of us touched by Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan for a very long time.
When we were approached to sort of like do the Nusrat remix, he kind of brings everybody together. I mean, when me and Haroon heard the actual album, it's the best Asian album that I've ever heard, sort of like any Asian artist do, you know. I mean, me and Haroon have been doing it for 8 to 10 years in this scene, but it just like kind of brought everybody together.
The actual track that we chose, Taa Deem, we chose it partly because it was the rawest track on both the CDs and didn't really have the kind of glossy, sometimes overproduction that unfortunately a lot of his stuff has had.
I think it was like mainly we knew what we were going to do when we were first even asked to do it, because it was something what we've always wanted to do anyway. It was something that was always in our heads, so we'd love to work with Nusrat.
My favourite one was really Mustt Mustt, just because of the seamlessness of it. I could hear the seams in that song, to be perfectly honest. Whereas with Mustt Mustt, it was just so incredibly seamless, which is why I wanted to pick a track from there to remix.
What we decided to do is just to get the whole track and not touch it, the way his vocals were arranged, and work in between that. I mean, we used like 3 samplers, you know, loads of computers and everything, but you know, we managed to do it.
What was very sad for me was I did my mix after his death due to a sort of strange number of coincidences, which was quite weird. But
apparently not one person did the same mix, you know, they were all given a chance to choose different tracks, and not one person chose the same track. So, you know, I think he really sort of like brought energy together within all these different factions of, say, from drum and bass to big beat to ambient to even someone like Dhol Foundation, you know, that did a completely off the wall kind of mix of just Dhols, but you know, it's just Nusrat's voice, what he's kind of pioneered amongst, and the fusions that he did.
What was very important for me was to get across what he was about, what Nusrat was about, and to get across his spirituality, his power, his emotion, his passion, and simultaneously try and make a statement that was not going to be intrusive.
Well, we was there at the cutting. I think that sounds excellent. I mean, it is a whole collective. The Asian scene is a collective. I mean, you think that we're together, but we're not. We make totally, you could say totally different kind of music, although we've been put in the same bag because we're Asian.
That's right.
But other than
there's
that,
no actual Asian underground scene. There's no scene where all Asians are going to a club. The Asian underground scene is just us who make the music.
I think it reflects the diversity of the people working within this field, the so-called Asian underground.
I mean, Asians have always raved, they've always listened to different styles of music, you know.
I mean,
they've always been into hip-hop, they've always been into the electro scene, they went into the techno scene, they went into the drum and bass scene, so I mean, we just love music anyway, love dance music.
I mean, there's going to be some tracks that we like a lot, some tracks we're not so keen on. Pretty keen on the Black Starliner tune and State of Bengal's my 2 favourite ones. Yeah, but it's an interesting thing to do. It's a good experiment.
And it brings that showcasing, putting Nusrat into a different audience too. It's bringing it out into a much bigger audience. You know, you're bringing it out into an underground audience and all.
That's really what all the artists on there are about. You know, try and challenge those perceptions that people try to label you with.
The music and the sound and the approach is as diverse as the Asian community is in Britain. You know, it's not one big lump of people, so it's not going to be one big lump of music.
And I think it takes us to his audience as well, you know, his sort of like, you know, real world kind of crowd, his fans, you know, even to kind of Asian parents that think, you know, or relatives that think, wow, you've done a Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan remix, brilliant, I'd like to hear it.
Even though you don't understand the lyrics, as we don't in English,